Known as an anomaly on ice, Zdeno Chara has proven that extra height in hockey can go a long way. Since being drafted into the NHL decades ago, the defenseman, with a Norris and Stanley Cup ring to his name, has gained a rather respectable reputation amongst his peers and throughout the league. Despite this though, Chara is no stranger to slipping up and displaying a good jerk moment every so often. In this video, we're going to go over a handful of times that Chara has straddled the line of legality in various different occurrences. But before we get started, I'd like to first mention that this video is sponsored by MyBookie for when you want to bet with the best. And with that, here are the top 5 jerk moments from Zdeno Chara. Now, most of us know that James NEAL is no stranger to playing with a nasty edge himself, but this time, however, we have a plot with a twist, as NEAL himself was on the receiving end of a dirty play during a regular season game against Boston. In the remaining minutes of the second period of play, as James NEAL was attempting to establish a net front presence for Dallas on the man advantage, Chara decided to clean house, or at least attempt to, by giving NEAL a light shove. But obviously, this didn't deter NEAL, who circled right back, only to receive an elbow to the head, compliments of Chara himself. Now, whether this is just straight up karma or not for NEAL remains to be seen, as there was no call made on the play. One thing's for certain, as Tampa Bay and Boston have been making consistent appearances in the postseason for the past decade or so simultaneously, the two teams have developed quite the rivalry between each other. And during the second round of the playoffs in the bubble in Toronto, things began to quickly heat up in the first period of Game 5. As NIKITA Kucherov was attempting to make a net front presence, Chara decided to express his disapproval with the forward by getting his stick up high into the face of Kucherov with intent. As you'd expect, Kucherov immediately fell to the ice in result and laid motionless before gathering himself. Even though Chara seemed to protest the call before blocking a shot, the officials didn't relent as Chara received a high-sticking penalty on the play. From all the biggest games to the smallest events, make every bet worthwhile with MyBookie. Start by doubling your first deposit instantly with MyBookie's first deposit bonus. Double your money before you even place a bet. And all you have to do is sign up and deposit using my exclusive promo code, which is Alyssa Hope in all caps. There are tons of great games and prop bets to take advantage of this week, but let me point you in the right direction for your first wager. This Sunday, two powerhouse offenses meet when the Kansas City Chiefs take on the Dallas Cowboys. Them boys have been on a tear this season, while the Chiefs continue to struggle. Take the Cowboys to cover the spread so you can walk away with the bread. Don't wait any longer. Head to MyBookie today to redeem your double deposit bonus so you can get in the game and start winning big today. That's promo code Alyssa Hope in all caps to receive double your first deposit instantly in your account. No hassle, no waits. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. The most recent jerk moment that we saw from Zdeno Chara took place yet again against the Tampa Bay Lightning. In the remaining minutes of the contest, as Tampa was looking to extend their lead, Boris, who was fighting for the puck in the Islanders' end, found himself becoming the victim of a cross-check to the face. Unlike some players who may have just relented, considering this is Chara we're talking about here, definitely displayed some courage by confronting the defenseman immediately after. After the two opponents wrestled a bit behind the cage, both were given misconduct penalties for their actions, but Chara received an extra penalty for high sticking due to his actions. Now, most of us know that the Boston Bruins and Montreal Canadiens are pretty much sworn enemies. This much is true. As in, when these two Atlantic teams face one another, it's pretty typical for the bad blood to boil over, and during the middle frame of play in Boston, that's exactly what happened. After Brendan Gallagher began doing what he does best by agitating the former captain, Chara then responded by brutally cross-checking the forward in the throat with force. This time, however, Chara received supplementary discipline and result in the form of a $5,000 fine for cross-checking. Yes, for the final moment on this list, as most of you probably suspected, we're going back in time to 2011. As the remaining seconds of a blowout game were winding down in Montreal, the attention immediately shifted to the neutral zone, following a dangerous play involving Chara and Max Pacioretta. After both players made their way past the blue line in puck pursuit, Chara appeared to shove his opponent into the separating the two teams' benches from one another. Pacioretta, who had to be stretchered off the playing surface, was diagnosed with a concussion and fractured vertebrae thereafter. Despite Chara denying his intent to injure his opponent, the incident itself was, and continues to be, a very controversial one amongst NHL fans. Following the game, Chara received no supplementary discipline for his actions. As for Pacioretta, following his stay in the hospital, the forward missed the remainder of the season, but returned to play for Montreal in the following campaign.